You can go ahead and get the meeting started.
Well, welcome everybody. We're going to start our meeting of October 3rd of the Livermore Amador Valley Transportation Authority. And I'm going to start with the first item, which is roll call. After calling to order, roll call.
Director Bonanno.
Here.
Director Brown.
Here.
Vice Chair Hernandez.
Here.
Director Josie.
Here.
Director Kick is not in this meeting currently. Director Narum.
Present.
Chair Howard.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Very good. Item 3 is opening the meeting to members of the public who would like to speak on items that are not on the agenda. If you are here to speak on an item not on the agenda, please raise your hand. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Do we have any members of the public wishing to speak?
So we currently don't have any attendees in this meeting. However, we did receive one public comment via email. So I will go ahead and read that into public comment. It did come in late today, so I will be posting this online tomorrow morning. The comment came in from Stephen Dunbar. He thanked LAVTA for adding additional 30R service and for diligently working to solve some phone app problems, as well as issues with constructions at Emerald High School, and for making adjustments to match the new BART schedule. He noted that every improvement in passenger experience is valuable, and he feels it's recognized here and that staff is working in the background on many good things that matter. He also congratulated LAVTA on the new website launch and is looking forward to seeing the new 2022 buses on the road. He's also hopeful for the recovery of some of the later night service, even once an hour or just a last call or return to yard shuttle for the 11 p.m. westbound 10R. That was just kind of an overview of what he stated in his public comment.
Very good, thank you. I would like everybody to note that I finally have figured out how to put the North America's Transit Agency of the Year background. Thank you, Jennifer, for sending that again.
David, Gina has her hand raised.
And I see that also. Gina has her hand raised. She's a member of the public too, I guess. Go ahead, Gina, what's up?
No, I just wanted to comment back and thank Mr. Dunbar for his continued thoughtful input to us on a variety of things that he is obviously very passionate and supportive of public transportation. And I think that he understands how important it is to people in our community. And I would assume that staff will get back to him on his comment, and just wanted to thank him for his continued interest in LAVTA and public transportation in the Tri-Valley. That's all I wanted to say.
Here, here, I would echo that. Thank you.
You bet.
Item 4 is a report from closed session of September 21st, 2022 Board of Directors meeting. Is there a staff report on this item?
No, Mr. Chair, I will handle that. Simply to report that the board did meet in closed session on September 21st. There was no reportable action taken at that meeting.
Thank you. With that, item 6 is our consent calendar. Items generally approved as a group. Is there anything that we would like to pull or discuss, set aside for discussion? Raise your hand. Seeing none, I'll ask if there's any public comment. Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move the consent calendar. Josie.
Nara moves, Josie consent. Seconds, is that fair?
That's fine. Give it to Jean.
Very good, just for the clarity there. Could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Hubbard.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 7 is resolution in support of application for fiscal year 22-23 funding through the State Transit Assistance State of Good Repair Program. Is there a staff report?
There sure is. So the State of Good Repair Program is part of SB1 that was passed a few years ago. And each year there is an amount estimated for us based on what they think is going to be coming in SB1 funds or revenues. And we have to decide what we want to do with them. They are very restricted because it's good repair. So what we do a lot of the times is we substitute it for a project that maybe would use TDA that has very little restrictions. So what we would like to do with this year's funding, and it's been approved by MTC, that it's an approved use of the funds, is to use it as part of our local match for our buses that will be delivered. I think the first one's coming in next week.
Okay. Does that complete staff's report?
Yes.
Are there any questions of staff on this item? Please raise your hand. Seeing none, are there any public comments on this item? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote.
Did you move approval?
First.
Sorry?
You were looking for a motion?
Yes.
I would move approval.
Bonanno moves. Josie seconds. Roll call vote, please.
Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Hubbard.
Aye.
Motion passes. And I just wanted to put on the record that Herb Hastings is now in the meeting. If you wanted to go back to agenda item 5, that's up to you. That was for the report out on the September Tri-Valley Accessible Advisory Committee minutes.
That would be a good thing to do. We'll move back to item 5, September Tri-Valley Accessible Advisory Committee for report. Herb, you're up.
Voting him over.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. All right, I'm giving you the report for the last meeting we just had. And let's see. We had a short report on the autonomous vehicle report. Staff gave the latest. As of now, it's going to be another 2 years because they're going into phase 2, is what they described, as in looking into a more accessible ADA version of the vehicle. So hopefully it's sooner than that. We got a report from David Weir, who's a member, who's also a member of the MTC committee, regarding the Clipper. He's on the Clipper committee involved with the Clipper Access program. They're getting ready to rebrand from the current style of Clipper to a new program called Clipper Access. Unknown about when that's going to be done, but that's being done. And then we had our usual list of issues, concerns, comments that members gave that are listed in the report. I mean, I don't need to go through them all unless anyone wants to hear them. Other than that, that's my report.
Any questions or comments from board members? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, we'll close item 5 and move on to item 8. 2022 amended and restated Clipper MOU.
Okay, well, as Herb mentioned, Clipper is going to be changing shortly. We have a memorandum of understanding from 2016 that kind of says who's going to do what, who's going to pay what. With this new system, we need a new memorandum, obviously. There will be some changes in terms of the how the expenses are charged, but MTC will actually be taking on, because there's more functionality, they will be taking on more of the expenses. So it doesn't look like we're actually going to be paying more than we are now. But we need to pass this memorandum and get that approved so that we can get, well, the system's actually already been installed on our bus, but so that we can actually use the new system. One of the biggest changes that I'm looking forward to, that maybe no one else in the agency even realizes, but presently we're grouped with 3 other agencies in terms of our accounting, our money that comes in. And we have to pay another company to actually determine what belongs to each one of those agencies. And because we do it that way, we cannot drill down our Clipper information by route. And with this new system, we'll be our own agency, and so we'll be able to do that. And so it's exciting to me. I like data. So that's just one of the functionalities. They would like us to approve this and to encourage us to do that. If we don't approve it, they will withhold our STA funds. So I encourage the board to approve the resolution.
Okay. Are there any questions from board members? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of agenda item 8.
Hernandez will second.
Brown moves, Hernandez seconds. Roll call, please.
Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Halbert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you. Item number 9, Long Range Transit Plan Board Workshop. We're looking for a date. Go ahead, staff. Any report out?
Yes, I'll handle this one. We have Nelson Nygaard is our consultant who recently completed the short range transit plan. They're starting work on the long range transit plan, and one of the first tasks of that project is to hold a board workshop. The long range transit plan is a 20-year horizon to it, and so what we're looking for is about an hour and a half worth of time for a discussion of visions and a discussion of transit designs and trade-offs and discussions of the future of the agency. And so I sent out a link to a doodle poll and got 4 responses back on that. Thus far, we have 3 members who are available for the Friday session from 1 to 2:30, and most of the other days of the week, there was either 1 or 2 people available. So I suppose that they could hold 2 sessions. I'm not sure that that'd be ideal. But for the 3 people who did not respond, some options were Friday from 1 to 2:30. Does anybody know if that works for them?
This coming Friday?
Oh, Friday, October 28th.
Tony, I tried and it wouldn't let me mark any of the boxes.
I marked them for you.
Oh, thank you. So I was a respondent.
Yes.
Tony, I responded a little while ago. Did you get my?
Yes.
And
you're
I cannot.
the one.
Yes.
You're the one that's not available on Friday.
Yeah, I'm out of town. If I was in town and could change something, I would, but I am on an airplane. So,
We miss her, but I'm totally available on the 28th.
I did not respond, guilty. October 28th is fine with me. My apologies.
No problem.
Tony, what time?
1 to 2:30 on Friday, October 28th.
I know it's not completely traditional, but is it possible to get some feedback from Gina without the whole presentation before she leaves? Be nice
Sure.
to have her feedback, at least even if it was a conversation between the two of you. Thank you.
That date works for me. So if Gina, you're agreeable to meet with Tony offline and Nelson Nygaard briefly offline and give feedback and trust them to provide that feedback to us, which I'm sure they would do. Would that be okay?
yeah, absolutely. Will we get some materials ahead of time, Tony?
Yes, I
Okay.
can, I'll get you the whole presentation, and we can even set up a time for you to have a conversation like the chair said with myself and the folks from Nelson Nygaard.
Okay, I just want some read ahead material since I would
Yeah,
not
sure.
go through this already. Sure, I'm happy to do that. If the Friday date works for everybody else and I'm the only outlier, sure. Sounds fine.
Chair, can I ask one more question?
One more,
Would this be in person? by
two
any
if you want, Carla, two. If you
Oh,
want.
you're so generous. Thank you. Will this be in person? We've done workshops kind of in person just to have a little bit more fluid discussions.
The consultant is not available for an in-person.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, good. Thank you.
And in fact, I'll be off-site at an ABAG in-person meeting, so I will be participating remotely myself, which ends at 1. So 1 to 2:30 works perfectly for me with the caveat that it be remote. So we're all set with that.
All right.
Tony, thank you so much. With that, item 10, does any member of the public want to comment on item number 9? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 10, interim executive director's report.
Okay. So in September, our ridership dropped a little. We are attributing that to the week of 110 plus degrees. Nobody wants to stand out at a bus stop if they have the option, even if it is a shelter and it's shaded. We also facilitated the early dismissals for Dublin High School, and their ridership was a little lower as well. Not sure if students got rides home with parents or if they were like, hey, we're out early, let's go get pizza. It's what I would have done in high school. So there was a pizza place behind the high school. So we're not 100% sure, but the ridership dropped a little. The buses were still full. They just weren't as full as usual. We had each one of those days took 12 additional bus drivers. So these were people who had other runs, who had other stuff going on, who came in and did this, some of them on their day off. Some of them worked split so that they could help us out. They're really amazing back there. And I think it was the week after, somebody from Dublin High gave them gift certificates to the dairy in Pleasanton. So they were so excited. I go out there, I give them Gatorade. They're like, yeah, thanks. But Dublin High gives them something and they're just beyond excited. So plus it's the dairy. You already heard about the SAV. The parking garage, the Alameda County Board of Supervisors approved that to move forward. And we finally got the executed agreement from the state for the funding last week. So it is good to go. The GSA staff is quite relieved. They're very risk adverse, understandably. So that is finally taken care of. And I need to correct what I said about our buses being delivered next week, because I got an email just a couple minutes ago and the first one arrived today. So they will be coming in one at a time. You won't see them on the road right away. Buses are very different than new cars. When you buy a new car, you expect that new car not to break down. Buses are the opposite. They're the opposite. The first couple months, they have all kinds of issues. So we will be test driving them in town with mechanics before we put them out on the road. So that's it for my report.
Very good. Any questions of the interim executive director's report? See, Commissioner Brown?
Thank you. Don't they test the buses and kind of work out the bugs before they come to us?
Yeah, what's up with that?
They do. They even drive them up over the Altamont. I'll be driving home at night and I'll see, a bus from Michigan on the Altamont. They do. Some of it's just the new technology. Every year, the buses are completely new. So it tends to be the powertrain or the battery packs. And they're a quick fix and they're under warranty usually. Well, I mean, they are for sure under warranty. It's usually a quick fix. But for some reason, during the first year, they tend to have minor breakdowns. And the why behind it, it happens to every agency. We're actually an easy agency. Driving in Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin versus driving in like San Francisco, right? You'd think our buses don't get the same wear and tear, but we do tend to have issues that first couple of years. So, and it always frustrates me because I'm like, that's $1 million bus and we just bought it.
That's
And
right.
I would be upset if it was like a $25,000 car that I just bought, right? But it's something to do with the technology because they keep advancing it. So we're always on the front line when we get a new bus. So hopefully these ones will be different, but the 2016s and 17s both had this. That was my experience with both of them.
Okay, Tamara, you said Michigan plates. Aren't these built local in Livermore?
Oh no, I see they have the bus wrap on them. So if you ever go by the Gillig warehouse, you will see bus wraps and logos from all over the country. So, and it's kind of a miracle I haven't rear-ended anybody because I'm literally driving and checking out their design. So, but yeah, there were Michigan recently, and I think when we went over there, there was some from Missoula, Montana, and Michael was all excited. So there's college buses and all kinds of buses, and they drive them over the Altamont to test them.
I don't get it. So they build them in Livermore and then they wrap them with wraps from around the United States?
From that agency's wrap, right? When it gets delivered, it's wrapped. It's wrapped and ready to go. Tony, you want to jump in?
No, I was just going to say that the same thing you were saying, that they wrap them in the colors of the transit agency that bought the bus, and then they deliver them to the transit agency. So I came here from the Denver RTD, and I saw the Denver RTD buses driving around Livermore before they saw them. And I sent pictures back to the folks in Denver.
Is this all because of the GSA contract?
No, it's because the Gillig plant is located right here.
But aren't they just testing them? They're just giving them some break-in and testing, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're driving them around.
Right.
They're not driving them to Colorado though.
Yeah, they do.
That's how they get there.
Okay. All
And
right.
we get calls every now and then with complaints, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Can you just drive the bus? And I'm like, our bus isn't that color. Let me call someone at Gillig and let them know there was an issue.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're testing them locally to send them.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. And they deliver them all ready to go.
I see. All right. Last question. Paint. Will we recognize, of course, we know the logos, the fairly new LAVTA logos. Will these new buses look different?
No.
Or do they look like the, the transit agency of the years and all the gray and I think it's red and black?
They are wrapped.
Blue.
When they're delivered, they'll be wrapped. I don't think the agency of the years will be on there. Tony will probably have to do that himself.
Not myself, but trust me, you want somebody else doing that. They do look identical with one exception, and I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you try and find it.
Like a word search. Okay. All right.
No,
Thank you.
actually, what it is the location of the circular wheels logo on the driver's side of the bus. Currently, those logos are located behind the rear wheels, but in the design of the buses, Gillig has had to add some ventilation holes behind the rear wheels that makes that an impossible location for that logo to be placed. So we've moved the location of the circular logo on the driver's side to below the driver's window in front of the front tire instead of in back of the rear tire.
Probably wouldn't catch that. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
thank you.
Those
Very
are your
much.
2 questions. If you need more, let
I'm
me know.
done. I'm done.
All right, very good. Any other questions? Seeing none, any members of the public care to comment on item 10? Seeing none, we close item 10 and move to item 11. Matters initiated by Board of Directors. Any potential future board agenda items recommended from
I have one quick one. Sorry, one promise.
Commissioner Brown, please? Go ahead.
Thank you for being recognized. The hometown parade's coming up. Or do we intend to put, and the Livermore has a parade, are we going to do wheels buses in the parades?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you.
And the parade, I believe, is on December the 3rd in Pleasanton. And on December the 2nd, we will again be participating in the KKIQ toy drive out at the mall. And so the bus that we're going to use in the Pleasanton parade will already be decorated by Friday, and we'll have that out at the mall. And my understanding is that there's now a Toys R Us inside the mall. Toys R Us was purchased by Macy's, I believe. And they've transformed one of the Macy's stores at the mall into a toy store.
Oh,
The men's Macy's or the women's Macy's? I need to know. That's okay. All right, great. Is Livermore's parade also on December 3rd? They're often on the same.
They usually are. They're usually on the same day.
Do we know?
I know if you give me a moment to look it up. I just got an announcement of it. You want me to find it?
Are we going to use the convertible double decker, Tony, that we can all climb to the top and wave from the top?
Yeah, we'll use that one. Be careful on the overpasses, though.
Okay.
Yes,
Just put
it is,
seatbelts on the roof.
ours is in fact December 3rd from 6 to 8:30 p.m.
And we usually use the radio parade for the Livermore, or radio bus for the Livermore parade, and then we use a regular
Different
bus,
Okay.
a different bus for the Pleasanton, because they run not quite at exactly the same time, but very similar.
that's right. You could give a high five to the Pleasanton arch sign if you go under it.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Any other matters? I think that's great. Thank you for bringing up calendar, especially as we approach the holidays. Everybody mark December 3rd on your calendar.
David, can you
Tamara.
bring it up? Because I forgot to bring it up under my section about the groundbreaking.
Do we
for
pick a
the
date?
Parking garage?
Did we pick a date?
No, not yet. Last week of October.
Okay, sometime in the last week of October, we are going to have a a true and authentic and realistic and meaningful groundbreaking for the garage.
A groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking will be technically correct, groundbreaking. This one will make sense to everyone. It'll be the last week in October. And I believe that we have agreed that we'll coordinate with GSA from Alameda County, but we will have control over this one. We will run the show. And so that'll be great. I always pray for rain, but if it didn't rain that day, that would be okay. But sometime the week of the 28th of October, please. Tamara, are we going to just pick a date and hope everybody can make it, or are we going to poll people?
Tony will probably be sending out
The
another
doodle
doodle
poll has not worked too well for me. So how about you just tell me what day and time you want to have it, and everybody else has to come to your party.
All right. Well, it won't be on a Tuesday. I can promise you that. I'll have to find out if we have a Thursday board update. And if we do, it won't be that day. Clearly, it won't
Halloween
be
is on
Friday.
Monday.
The following Monday. Yeah, that's true, I think, right?
It's still October.
It's still October. Well, it could be that Monday, but I'm going to guess that it might be the Wednesday of that week, which would be the 26th. And so that might be a time that we would have a maybe a 10 o'clock groundbreaking or a 2 o'clock groundbreaking. Or if we wanted to do a happy hour groundbreaking, it could be at 5 o'clock, but we'll have to look at those options.
So 10 a.m. or 2 p.m., you're good for either one of those
On the
times.
26th, yeah.
Okay. I'll move forward with that time.
And it won't be Thursday, the 27th, because we have ACTC meetings in the afternoon. So, yeah. Very good. Anything else? Any other questions for matters introduced? Seeing none, our next meeting is on November 7th, 2022. Of course, we'll see each other before that.
I will mention that there is a special board meeting on the 7th that there will be, and then another one probably on the 24th, just to do the teleconference resolution.
Can we just have that be one of the first items on our November 7th meeting?
It won't get us through till the next one. I already counted the days.
So you said another separate meeting on November 7th. That's the date of our next
You
meeting.
mean October 7th?
October 7th.
Jennifer?
October
Oh, you
7th.
mean October 7th. I got it.
It's our
October,
special
yeah.
meeting.
There's
Yep.
All right.
October
days
7th.
in October.
How about on the groundbreaking, can we make that a meeting?
Could be.
Yeah, great idea.
Can we pass the resolution on our work study session? Can we call a special meeting for 5 minutes at the beginning of that? Because that
Mhm.
would work.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
The
Monday.
28th.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
I'll leave it to the agenda wizards to make that work. With that, anything else? Any other comments? We are adjourned. Thank you all.